Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and guys, I'm so excited because guess what? Today, nobody puts baby in the corner, and do you know why nobody could put her in the corner? Because girl, she is bougie today. Do you want to know the foundation? Look at this little nugget of foundation. It's new from Guerlain, or Guerlain, and we're going to be playing around with it. It is their L'Essentiel, or Essential Foundation. I know, I'm basically sophisticated and French and bougie all in one day, but I'm really excited to test this out. It was highly requested from you guys. You want to know, is it worth the hype, the money, packaging? Is everything really stacking up to, oh, let's just say it, choke on it together, the $60 price tag? $60. Yeah, I know. You do get one full fluid ounce. Now, I picked this up from SaksFifthAvenue.com, which, whoo, girl, just going on the website, my fingers were just like, honey, you do not belong here. It's a moment. But let's go ahead and jump into the description box on that website and learn a little bit here. It says that this is a long wear liquid foundation with 97% naturally derived ingredients with buildable coverage and a naturally glowy finish, made in France, and you do, of course, get one full fluid ounce. Moving through the description, it says that this is an innovative formula enriched with skincare benefits that hydrates and balances the skin to improve complexion over time. It is a silky smooth texture and it becomes one with your skin. You have a nice luminous fresh finish, and that's pretty much what I'm getting here. Also, real quick, the shade range on this little devil, there are 29 shades, I think, from what I'm counting on the little squares. The shade range is not great. It goes into like the slightly deeper end of medium, but that is about it. So yeah, the shade range is not good. But let's go ahead and get to applying it here. You do just remove this little bubble on top, which I just think this is just so freaking cute. I'm using this in the shade 02N. And we're just gonna, actually, okay, that doesn't look too terrible. Let's go ahead and give it just like a little moment. Okay, well, you know, we can't all be perfect. It'll be fine. So first things first, we are gonna go ahead and pop some of this on our face. Who are we kidding? Let's just like push that on. Thank you. I'm not about ready to waste this, girl. 60 bucks, that's probably like $12. I ain't wasting nothing. I'm gonna go in first here with my dose of color sponge. As far as primers go, if you are new here, wow, I have no coverage. Okay, cool. Oh, this is great for me. I'm just gonna take a little bit more and I'm gonna try applying this with my Fenty. This is the 115 foundation brush. And let's see if we can get just like some level of coverage. Anyways, as I was saying, primers. I did apply a couple before I started filming, just to let them settle and soak into the skin. And for those of you that are new here, I always like to split my face and do one on one side, one on the other. So on this side, we did our Control, the good old Tatcha Silk Canvas. And on the other side, we did the Becca Skin Love Brighten and Blur Primer. I'm just pressing this in and it actually looks really nice with a brush. And the coverage is substantially better. Like, I feel like it goes on a lot faster to give you a decent application for coverage. Right, so we're gonna go ahead and do the other side here. You guys can really see what the application looks like with a brush over here because there was nothing. I feel like this is a decent coverage for a medium, more so on the light medium buildable to, I would say, like a standard medium. It's definitely not a full medium though. It feels really nice on the skin so far. And it actually settles down like beautifully. This is kind of shocking because a lot of times when I apply a foundation that's more on the liquidy side, it doesn't apply this well with a brush. And even though this one is very thin in consistency, I feel like it applied beautifully and it's not overly streaky. Definitely a little bit so on the nose, like right through the bridge area, which isn't weird for me at all. That's just like a really streaky area on my face. But the rest of it still looks really nice, and it like is settling into my skin literally instantly. Like, it's just perfect on the skin. That's crazy. All right, so I went ahead and I moved you guys in just a freckle. I'm gonna hit my ear a little bit more because she's looking kind of the wrong shade. But I just wanted you guys to be able to see how it's looking on the skin. It has been settling in now for a minute or so, but it looks really nice, naturally smooth, and a lot of that almost overly dewy look to the skin did dissipate, which I'm really happy about because your girl needed it to like tone down a freckle. But it looks really nice. It does have a beautiful natural glow as they described, so I'm not mad at that. But I'm just really impressed with how it looks like right through here without adding anything to it. It's just so naturally smooth, which is fantastic. That could very well be that skincare element kind of coming through. It's gorgeous. Okay, let's go ahead. And by the way, this is without me smoothing over top of it with a sponge at all. That's how smoothly it applied. You can see though a little bit of my discoloration, acne, whatnot coming through. So again, while I'm kind of specking it not at a full coverage, it does look really beautiful and a decent medium. Now I'm gonna grab my Tarte Shape Tape here in a porcelain beige, and I am going to apply this and use it to shape out the face. All right, so we are good. We're all blended. As you guys can see, everything is blending together really nicely. I'm not having any issue with the glowy part of the foundation mixing with the more mattified side of the Tarte Shape Tape, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and zoom out and test for oxidizing. All right, so here we are a little zoomed out. It's time to test for oxidizing, which you guys know I love to do. I just take a little bit of this fresh out of the container onto my finger here, right in this region. Let's see if we have any crazy oxidizing, which I don't think we do actually. Wow, like maybe the tiniest little bit, but nothing that I can hardly even see in real life. You can see a slight amount of difference, but it blends in beautifully. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'm not mad there. All right, so now it's time for me, because I am normal to oily, I'm gonna go ahead and start setting the rest of my face, and I'm gonna use my ABH Vanilla Powder here. I'm gonna go ahead and pack out these little creases, because y'all know, baggage for days. I'm gonna grab my Miracle Powder Sponge here from Real Techniques. I'm going to press that in. We'll, of course, go ahead and link up above if you haven't seen it yet. The video on this little spongy guy. I did a full explanation of it, went through, played with it, did like a little get ready with me. Super fun. So if you're curious, you can check that out. I'm going to go ahead and set my entire T-zone. All right, so now let's go ahead and do our touch test for those of you that are normal to dry, so we can talk about setting it. You know what? That's really interesting, actually. I'm getting a little bit of like transfer onto my hand, and it has a slight tackiness to it, but I honestly think if you have more normal to dry and you don't want to set it, just give it like maybe 5 more minutes, like 5 minutes extra, and I think this would completely dry, but not in like a dry uncomfortable way, because it's settling down really nicely onto the skin with, again, minimal transfer. That's really nice. And this is like even the area where I built it up a little bit, and it's still drying down really nicely. Okay. So far, so good. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face here. I'm gonna take just a little bit of this powder. I'm gonna dust most of it off here on my JH01. I'm just going to lightly tap that over the rest of my face. All right, beautiful people, no setting sprays or anything, just with a layer of powder. Here's how everything looks. Now, as a reminder, if you are new here again, I do not spray my face with anything until the very end. I really like to give this powder a chance to sink in with my skin. My natural oils kind of come through, and I like the foundation and all of my elements to do that little dance before I spray it, just because I want to really get a feel before I spray how much spray I'm gonna need, if that makes sense. So this is where it's sitting though. Everything went down beautifully. I'm not having any issues with like dry patches or clinginess or acne or anything like that. I feel like it came together beautifully. So I'm gonna go ahead and run off of camera. I have another video to shoot, and I will check back in here in a little bit and see how things are going. So hang tight and I will be right back. All right, beautiful people, I am back. The rest of my makeup is on, and if you missed this eye look and what is going on, I will link for you right up here my review of the ABH Norvina Collection palette, because that is what happened. So for your viewing pleasure, if you missed it, please go ahead and check that out. But let's go ahead and discuss this foundation and how it's sitting. I've been off of camera now for about 3 hours playing around with makeup, so on and so forth. And to me, what I'm noticing more so than anything about this is that all the beauty that was there when it was by itself is gone. Like, I feel like, yes, on camera it looks okay, but like around my nose, the crevasses in that area, on the bridge of my nose, even settling onto the Hulk line, the wrinkle in my forehead, around the mouth, I just feel like all of the areas that were nice and smooth before, they're not smooth anymore. Like, the appeal to it is really gone. So at this point, I'm not like overly wowed by it. It doesn't look bad. I'm hoping that maybe once I leave the studio lights, I go out, I do the rest of my day, I'm kind of hoping maybe things just settle and sink in a little bit nicer. But as of right now, I'm just not overly wowed. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my day. Obviously, I will stop back on after several hours. We'll talk about it, all the good things, do our up close. Y'all know the drill. And if you're new here, girl, you about to know the drill. So everybody just hang tight. I'm gonna go do my day and I will be right back. And all right, beautiful people, it is officially the end of the day, and your girl has been wearing this makeup on her face for about 8 hours, and boy has it been a long day. I'm sure in coming videos you will understand why, but let's go ahead and discuss the scope of this foundation. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw up the up close for you guys while I look at it up close as well. And I think the main thing for this foundation is that it does look pretty good given how long I've been wearing it and the stuff that I have been working on. I've been out in the kitchen a bunch, just doing a lot. And the main thing for me where it kind of fell is around the mouth. I feel like there was quite a bit of breakage around the nose, especially in the crevasses around my nose. The Hulk wrinkle up top on my forehead definitely has some settling. So overall, where does this sit as far as a glowy foundation on my skin? It's definitely not the best. It's not the worst. I would say it's sitting somewhere in between. One thing I do want to point out, like I have acne right through here, and then I have a little acne on my jawline, and I do feel like this foundation, for whatever reason, it settled into those areas more so so than like normal texture, but it also didn't settle in to drier areas of my face. Like I've got a couple right back through here, and I didn't have any issues with that. So I think this might be a foundation that when you have like aggressive acne or acne that causes this type of raised texture right here, it might not perform the best. But for the most part, it looks really nice everywhere else, and it stayed pretty good around my mouth. That is typically where the majority of my breakage happens, right through my smile lines, and again up under the crevasses of my nose. And it did settle in pretty aggressively on my Hulk wrinkle, which leads me to think that if you have deeper, more inset wrinkles, this might not be the best one for you. But more so than anything, what I wanted to touch on with this foundation is I feel like this would be an ideal candidate for someone who doesn't do a lot of makeup, meaning they don't go on, they don't want to add a bunch of powder, and maybe you're normal to oily like I am, and you have to set it and you have to do all these things. I feel like this is one of those less is more foundations where, as you guys saw when I applied it, it looked beautiful. It sank into the skin. It, like, honestly, it looked so nice. But then I felt like the farther I went with it, as far as adding my normal stuff, my powders, so on and so forth, I feel like that's when it started to act up. So if you are maybe on the normal to dry side, you don't set your face, you're more of like a minimalist approach, and you have relatively nice skin, basically if you're like a model, I feel like this would be really good for you. Or again, just someone with like more normal to dry skin, all joking aside, and you don't have to set your face and you don't go through all the rigmarole that the rest of us do that are more normal to oily. I think this would be a really beautiful foundation. Now, do I think that you necessarily need it for $60? Like, in my opinion, is it groundbreaking? No. It actually reminded me a lot as far as the level of glowiness and all of that as the ABH Luminous foundation. Very similar as far as the amount of glow and how it kind of wore throughout the day. I feel like the one from ABH does wear a little bit nicer than this one, but I'm not mad at it. If anything, I think for me what tanks this is the price. You know, if this was like a drugstore foundation, I would be like, wow, this is pretty good. Like, I give it like a solid A-. It looks really nice. But then when you throw in there like a $60 price tag, I'm like, you know, we might have to take that down just like a couple steps. But overall, you guys, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below, whether it's if you're curious about the foundation, if you're sick of foundation reviews or Foundsplosion 2019, or if you just think it looked good or not so good on my skin. Leave me all of your thoughts and opinions down below. Don't forget, you can check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. They are both linked down below. And if you haven't done so yet, you can also subscribe and turn on your post notifications to this here YouTube channel. I do upload 5 videos a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They go up bright and early between 6 and 7 a.m. my time here in Northern Michigan. You guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. This has been such a long day, and it's not over yet. It's not over yet. What do you wanna bet? I'm gonna fall asleep while I edit, because I'm going to, because I'm really tired. Oh, my nose is just... Miss Paige, I ordered my first product based on a review, and it's a foundation and concealer because, like you said, for $12, why not take the chance? And I used your link from the comments to do it, so hopefully that will put a few pennies in your pocket. I love what you do here every damn day. Shannon, thank you so much. I need a hair tie because I need to put my hair back, and I'm excited about it, but I can't find my hair tie. Woo. I'm just looking for a hair back pusher thing. Hair back pusher. Headband is the word you're looking for, but nice try. Excuse me, tractor. We're being bougie right now. Bougie people are not on tractors. All right, so it also came with this. What is this? Chanel Gabrielle Essence Parfum. Let's give her a... What does she smell like? I mean, it's got to be fancy. It's got to smell kind of good, right? Hello? The sample don't even spray. What kind of fancy shit is this? Oh, there we go. Hold on. How old is Gabrielle? Girl, she's in her 70s. Okay, we don't know.